I'm here today with Richardson, professor at the McIntyre School of Commerce. He has spent 12 years as a VC in Silicon Valley, and he has helped a lot of entrepreneurs, hundreds of entrepreneurs. So we wanted to get his insights and experience about what the journey is like as an entrepreneur and what motivates these people to do these things.
Great. So why don't you guys ask me questions about what you want to know, and then we can delve into the conversation.
Sure. So one thing that we were thinking about as we could journey along this process is what is the mindset that one should hold as an entrepreneur, and how can we translate that into action?
Okay. So there are lots of reasons that people want to be entrepreneurs, and I think if you interview 100 people, you're going to get 110 answers as to why they want to be entrepreneurs. But I think what it boils down to is that entrepreneurship really springs from creativity and the desire to be creative, the sort of creative impulse that we all have as human beings. And that means that you can be entrepreneurial in just about anything that you do. You can be entrepreneurial working inside of a large company. And entrepreneurship doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go out and start a company on your own, by yourself, and try and build it into the next Microsoft, right? Entrepreneurship and thinking entrepreneurially can be applied to anything. And I think where it comes from is that there is a creative impulse in all of us that drives us to want to create things that have never been created before, or do things that people have never thought of before. And so what it means to be an entrepreneur in the more classic sense that people talk about in Silicon Valley and Boston is really letting that impulse evolve and focusing on creating a business around that creative impulse. Coming up with an idea, building a business around that idea, growing that business, and moving that towards the traditional Western sense of success, right? Creating something from nothing, right? And that's a good impulse to have. That's a good path to take. But I think in many cases, the way entrepreneurship is taught and talked about in the media oftentimes gets things backwards. Right? The classic sort of template for what it means to be an entrepreneur is you have this eureka moment, you have an idea, you write a business plan, you go out and you raise money, and then you go out and find a bunch of customers, and that equals success, right? That's actually not the way it happens. The way it happens is you have an idea, right? You have another idea, and 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 the classic entrepreneurial challenge is, which idea do I pursue, right? And so what we try and teach at McIntyre is that generating lots of ideas is a great thing, but that doesn't make you an entrepreneur. What makes you an entrepreneur is choosing one or more of those ideas and then really leaning into that idea, executing it before you write the business plan. And what I mean by that is that the idea, and you've heard me say this in class many times, an idea, no matter how big, is worthless. Right? When people come to me, when entrepreneurs come to me and say, I have this great idea, what do you think it's worth? It's an easy answer for me. I say it's worth nothing. Right? It may be worth the paper that you wrote it on, but now that you've written on the paper, you've destroyed that value as well, and so it truly is worthless. The idea executed is what creates value. Now, executing on that idea is a whole art about finding a problem, coming up with a solution, and then beginning to test that solution and find other people that resonate with that solution, i.e. customers, although they don't necessarily need to be paying you in the beginning. What you're searching for is a set of individuals or companies that really resonate with the problem that you've solved, with the idea that you've come up with. So that's where it starts, in my view.